Hey, there you go. All right. How's everybody doing today? This is Nothing Serious Podcast, episode 5. Looking forward to this podcast because we got some heavy topics coming in today. I got with me Miss Callie. How you doing, Miss Callie?
Good morning, doing well.
It's good. We got Mr. Lamar Hicks in the building.
What's happening? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Okay. So today we're going over some things. Lamar, is there a way you can share your screen?
Nah, I'm on my phone. I'm on my phone.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm on my phone.
Okay. Well, we're gonna try to see if we can wait for Vanaris to get in so he can share. I still haven't figured this stuff out yet, man.
Hey, not to overstep your bounds, man. But man, I got a very interesting topic that's
Well, go
needs to
ahead.
be talked about, man.
Go ahead. Talk about it, man. Let's go get it started. That's fine. I'm open. You know what? That's the thing with this podcast. If you guys want to bring up something or ask a question, I am open to it because it just makes the conversation more interesting. And we segue anyway. So yeah, so go ahead.
So let's talk about Jamie Foxx, man.
What about
Let's talk. Look, man. Look. Jamie Foxx is in the news again for the wrong reasons, man. Well, let me rephrase that. Let me Kalisha so crazy, man. Look, man.
What do you do?
Jamie Foxx messed around and has allegedly gotten another white chick pregnant after he said when he came back and did his special on Netflix, he came back and he assured black women that he would not be doing that type of thing again. Now, I have no problem with him liking who he liking. I let me get that out there in the forefront.
Okay.
But he set up here literally in his return comedy special on Netflix. And people ain't called him out on it too.
Mm-hmm.
But man, he is 58 years old. The chick that he got allegedly pregnant is 31. The chick is 1 year removed. His daughter is 32.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard about that, but
No,
apparently Kalisha has.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing about it is that he had, of course, he allegedly had something going on. What was it, a stroke or something? And
yeah, he had something. Yeah,
and so people were embracing him and everything, coming back and this and that, and then because this is the third white woman that he has gotten pregnant. And then I'm just gonna let that marinate. It's your show now.
Let me comment. I understand.
Hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
Hold on. We gotta introduce my buddy Vanaris. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Glad you can make it. Okay, we're talking about Lamar's topic right now. Tell him what the topic is before Kelly comes in.
So the topic is Jamie Foxx, and Jamie Foxx is back in the news for allegedly getting another white chick pregnant. Now, the disclaimer is I have no problem who Jamie Foxx like or loves or whoever he plans to plant seeds with. But he did his Netflix special a year or so ago. And, basically it said that he will not be fooling around with another white woman. He said that. It's well documented. And now this allegedly is coming about. And so now Kalisha was getting ready to comment on that before you logged in. So this ain't my show. So, but however you want to handle it, I just put the topic out there.
All right. So Kalisha, we're gonna let you go first, hon.
Jamie. What are we gonna do with him? I mean, I can't help. We can't help who we love, who we like, but don't put out disclaimers that you ain't gonna fool with nobody. I understand he grew up down the street from where I live. Out in
Terrell,
Terrell.
Texas.
Yeah, I can get Terrell is about 30 minutes away, 40 minutes. And I know it's not much out there. And I know in a lot of the small towns like that you ain't got much to choose from because most of the folk that you know are your kinfolk. So to avoid fooling with your kinfolk, they go to the other folk. And I have no problem with that. But don't put like Lamar said, don't be putting out a disclaimer saying that you ain't gonna do it no more. And that's what you like. I could be wrong, but I know I'm right.
All right. Bernard, what you think, brother?
First of all, can y'all hear me? I don't know if this mic is.
Yeah, we can.
Oh yeah, we hear you loud and clear. Go ahead.
Just make sure I didn't do a mic check. But I often said I've had this discussion with many people that if I was to get married again, would I date a white woman or whatever? And I have nothing wrong. I often use the phrase, beautiful and sexy is a race all to itself. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter what race you are. However, if I do, I hate to put it race-based, but if I do get with a white woman, it will be because every single chocolate female that I've hollered at has told me no. You know what I'm saying? And it seems like to a certain point, it's getting that way. Even our beautiful chocolate sisters, they're like, if I want to get somewhere, if I want true love, if I want to be taken care of, I'm going to have to date a white man. I heard that many a times. And if they get with a black dude, they'll say, I have to get a thug because what if I'm walking in the neighborhood and some dude like, I take your woman, I need somebody to get up in his butt or something, which is the most immature, stupidest thing I've ever heard. And women are constantly just, even the older ones, not the younger ones, the older ones too, they have this mentality. So, just me on that personal note. Though a lot of these celebrities, y'all think that, like James from Good Times and what's the other one, Paul Mooney, they do all this talk about white and black and all that stuff like that, and they marry and get with white women too. So, it's all an illusion. You know what I'm saying? They just say that for camera and stuff like that. So, like I said, I have no problem. An individual is an individual. I guess the main problem we have is the hypocrisy. Is saying that I don't agree with getting with white women. You know what I'm saying? And then they get with white women. So it's okay if you do it. It's just don't speak against doing it, then do it. I guess the hypocrisy.
Yeah. Lamar,
What's up?
what you think, man?
Hey, look. Hey, dog, this your show. What you think?
Well,
I just bought.
No,
I just bought the.
I was, with me being the host, I always go last. Let everybody else speak their mind.
Okay.
I go last.
Okay. I just feel like personally, is how I stated it and brought everything to the forefront. I don't have a problem with you dating whatever race that you want to date. My problem is that don't. It seemed like that he played on the heartstrings of our emotions when he did this special and everything, and then he goes into a segment of his stand up. He gets on the piano and says that he won't be fooling around with another white woman. And we I think is well, I know it's not. I know for a fact that this was a time, we were rooting for Jamie Foxx to get back healthy because this unexpected act happened, and so I think that for him, if he knew in his heart of hearts that he was going to do what he said he was not going to do, then leave that segment off.
Mhm.
Don't even bring it up. Just leave it alone. And if 5 months later, or 6 months, or a year, you come back and he's still doing what he said he was not going. I mean, he messing with no white woman. Okay, that's fine because he already got, like I said, I think this is the second or third white woman he ain't got pregnant. He, I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. He was messing. He had a co-star who was probably one of the baddest co-stars at the time, and he ain't tried to holler at her.
Talking about Nia Long.
No, I'm talking about.
No,
I'm talking about fancy. I'm,
yeah.
I'm talking about
Oh,
fancy
I
on
was
the
trying to
doggone
remember her
Jamie
name. I
Foxx
knew it was
show.
French.
okay.
I'm talking about her. So like I said, man. I mean, the reach is on. Like I said, I'm not bashing. I promise you, I'm not on here bashing anybody for who they like or who they date or what color they date or whatever. I'm not doing that. All I'm saying is, at the end of the day, don't get on TV and say that. Don't play on people's heartstrings doing a comedy and you coming back and you bring your daughter up and you bring your youngest daughter up, doing just to get ratings. Because now I'm gonna look at you sideways
Yeah.
because you
Oh,
did that. You weren't true to the game. So that's just my whole take on it.
okay. All right. So this is my thing. Now we're gonna go back to the movie Ali. Jamie Foxx co-starred in that with Will Smith. He did say that he that he could promise not eating pork no more, but he couldn't promise that he would leave the white women alone. So let me throw that out there. He did
Yeah.
say that in the movie, okay?
Yep.
So obviously he has an addiction to white women for one reason or another. My take on it is I think that maybe because he when he was living in Texas and how racist they are in Texas, messing with a white woman was forbidden. And people like to do things that is not um uh socially acceptable. They want to do things that they always wanted to do but never could do. So maybe that's the reason why he messes with the white women, because when he grew up in Terrell, Texas, he wasn't allowed to mess with white women because they were so racist. So that could be a thing. Um, and I mean, it's a lot of guys that have that issue where they like white women over black women. I can't say, me personally, if I'm gonna mess with a white woman, she gotta be exotic looking. What I mean by exotic looking, she gotta have a body like a sister, like with
This
hips, butt, breasts, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? She gotta be nice looking. I want people to know, like, when they see me with this white woman, oh, I know why he chose her. She bad as hell. I'm not just gonna get with any regular white woman with, no butt, no shape, or none of that stuff. I can't do it.
And that's how
Like,
that woman
I
looked.
know at one
And
time he was dating Katie Holmes. You know, Katie Holmes is not my cup of tea.
No.
She's not. She would not be the white woman that I would go for personally. Not saying that she's not a pretty woman. She just don't have no body for me. I just couldn't do it. You know, that's just me personally. But I get what you're saying. Like, and then you get on there and say that you're not gonna mess with white women no more. You're gonna only mess with black sisters because black women was the ones who basically saved his life, is what he was saying. So I don't know, man. I can't call it. It just doesn't, it doesn't make sense to me. But that's his thing,
Well, you got to understand too, when celebrities get a little money, at first they grew up. Well, I'm not saying all of them, so I'm stereotyping, but I'm just saying for most of us in middle to low class in income, you're not exposed to. You usually stay in the neighborhood with people like us. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
other black people. You get some money, and then you have to move up to the next level, and you usually move in a safer neighborhood. And I'm not stereotyping, but a lot of safer neighborhoods that are in well-to-do income people are majority white. So the people who you're going to meet, talk to, social circles which you're going to be in, you may have your producers and directors, they're higher up. So most of those are white. So you're going to interact with more white people. And so you're going to kind of consider yourself, because you don't want lower income type. I just put this low income type mentalities because that's stressful. You just don't want to deal with that. So it seems to be safer to get somebody of a higher what we would consider a higher classification. I'm not saying that's the truth, but that may contribute to why a lot of black celebrities, and even with like athletes and NBA players, there's a stereotype with them that they're always dating white women or marrying white women. Well, maybe because they're in the higher quote unquote tax bracket now, and the majority of people in the higher tax bracket are going to be those of the non-melanated persuasion.
Scott, I was
Hey,
gonna go there
another thing too,
with your
like even
topic.
like Shannon Sharp, man, when he got caught up with that white girl, when I saw her, I was like, he got caught up with her. Like she didn't have nothing. She didn't have no booty, nothing. Like I'm just like, wow, like you paying this chick out this amount of money, and she don't have no body, man. It's crazy.
Well, some people are not, some people are more into personality. Like I said before, anybody can buy a body, but to find somebody with a non-combative personality, so to speak, that's easygoing, you know what I'm saying? You like people say their peace is more important than anything else. And you have these women with the bad bodies, and I'm the baddest bitch and all that stuff. Nobody wants to put up with that if you're constantly on the go, you're doing this, you're doing that. So you're saying, hey, give me somebody that's mild-mannered, just loves me for me, that worships me and all that stuff like that. You don't want a combative person to come to and knowing you have a busy schedule. You know what I'm saying? So it's not exactly. So that's my opinion on that too.
Okay. All right. Does anybody else want to comment before we go on?
I do have a comment.
Okay.
I know you say no, it's nothing bad. But Marcel, when you were saying that you were going to get this, if you were not going to have a black girl, you were going to have a white woman that had the ass, chest, the body, and all of that. Where are you gonna find that?
I mean, there are. I'm gonna tell you something.
I know there are some.
Yeah, there are some white women who are shaped like sisters.
That's because they sisters.
Huh?
That's because they sisters. They just don't know it. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Hey.
Okay. I got you.
But
does anybody else have anything else to say?
To kind of like coincide with what Scott said.
Bernard, I'm gonna need you to go to the what happened?
Can you hear me, Lamar?
No, I can't. I'm sorry.
Can you hear me?
You might have to back out, back in.
I can hear you, but
Here, let
Okay.
me refresh it real quick.
It's always the third
Okay.
person that brings in that he
Uh,
can't hear.
Right.
I don't know. Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me?
I
Yes,
can hear
we can
you.
hear you.
Yes.
Well, that's
Okay.
why I stopped him. That's why I was like, hold on, he talking over. It's all
All
good.
right,
Okay.
Lamar. I'm
Okay. Can
waiting
you
for
hear me now?
Lamar's thing to load up. I got everybody else loaded up.
Can you hear Lamar?
Okay.
I can't
Can you hear
right
me
now.
now?
It's loading. His is loading up.
He says yours is loading.
Okay.
All right, now I hear him.
Okay. To kind of like coincide with Mr. Scott, what he said, I actually was on Instagram. I saw exactly what he was talking about with NBA players dating or being with white women. And I guess it's kind of like the status quo. Like you gotta like you ain't made it. It's almost to the fact that they tell some black men, you haven't made it until we see you under the arms of a white woman. And that's that's sad. That's the reason why, you know, we gotta appreciate the Denzel Washingtons who have been with his wife for like forever and a day.
Yeah.
I give you another one. Norm Nixon, who played for the Lakers back in the day, he's still with Debbie Allen. You know, so it's a few brothers out there who fight the power, and regardless of whatever, you know, they stick to the program. So and with this Jamie Foxx situation, you know, I guess people ain't got in his ear and told him, you know, you ain't there. And and probably end up happening. Jamie Foxx will probably be in another movie, because another blockbuster movie, because of what he's doing right now. Somebody probably promised him a nice role in a movie where he's going to make a lot of money, because he's in the position that he's in right now, unless something happens. And I hope nothing happens. So
Right.
I'm gonna let that be that on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna piggyback on the NBA players and stuff, because you look at like people like Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman dated white women. He said that he dated white women because when he was in school, all the black girls told him he was ugly. The white girls are the only ones who gave him a chance. So, you know, that could be a thing too. You know, could be a factor too. I don't know, but
It
you
could
know,
be, but
huh?
I said it could be, but I don't
Yeah.
know. It's
That's
it's
a
too
that's a
it's too
that's a
much
to
out.
me
It's
that's
too
a
much
cop
out
out.
there.
To me, that's a
Exactly.
cop out.
Yeah.
That's a cop out.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of brothers right now, light skinned dude that played for the Indiana Pacers. Him, man, it's a dude. Man, it's so many NBA players now, man. It's like you would be like, and that's the one thing I can say about LeBron James. The one thing I can say good about LeBron James.
Marzel's favorite player.
Bullshit. Blasphemy. Hey,
But then,
you gonna get your ass kicked right off the stage, man.
Yeah,
but
you
then,
get kicked
wait
off
a
the
minute.
stage for that.
Didn't he date a white woman for a minute?
I
Because
don't know.
if I recall correctly, he had a blonde.
I don't know.
I don't know, because he been married to his wife. I
Since
think
he's
ever
like
since he been in
21.
the NBA.
Yeah.
Oh, he might have just been
I thought
friends with him,
LeBron had
just
a white chick
smashing.
at one point.
Now I'll say this. I've never officially dated a white woman, but I played in the snow a few times. I played in the snow a couple times, you know. It was fun
Like
while it lasted.
like
What
James
made you
Evans.
do that?
Huh?
What made you do that?
Just curiosity.
Okay.
Just curiosity, and because they said the right things.
You can have it.
No, one of them
Yeah.
told me, I'll tell you offline.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make this X-rated.
Like I said, hold on, I said it perfectly. You can have it.
Yeah. How you
Yeah.
want it? Yeah.
However you like.
Yeah. Right.
And Tupac was playing in the back song. How do you want it?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I had to throw that one in there, man. That was too easy.
Yeah.
That was too easy.
And while I was doing the deed, I was yelling out, "West Side!" Oh man, that's crazy.
Whoa.
Okay, we're gonna go to the next topic. Bernard, I need you to share your screen for me, buddy, because I still haven't figured this shit out, man.
Oh, you
We're
still
gonna
haven't
go
figured it out?
I might have to come by your crib, man, and you hit to show me.
Okay, yeah. I could definitely do that. Hold on. There's one thing somebody else shared. Let me see. Screen share.
It's out of the last three topics that we shared on the group chat.
Let's see. There's one that somebody had shared. That's Jamie Foxx's Snow Bunny.
Yeah. No, it's the three above that. It's the one. We're gonna start with the one that says Coach Greg Adams.
Okay, Coach Greg Adams. Let's see.
It's at the bottom.
Is it in the group chat on Facebook, the Nothing Serious group chat?
Yes.
Hold on 1 minute.
Excuse me.
I'm trying to look for it without.
It's all the way at the bottom.
It says, "I just want to be heard."
No, it's all the way at the bottom.
All right, hold on 1 minute. Let me get.
No. Go up. The next one up. I'm sorry.
Oh, Coach Greg Adams.
Yes. Click on that.
Okay. Just hold on 1 second. And we're going to do a screen share. Screen share. Here we go. And so.
All right.
So go ahead and play it.
Yes, sir.
Can y'all hear it?
No,
Okay. Let me see what's going on.
it's muted. Go back on the screen
Okay, go back on the screen.
and go up to the top. And
percent
Right
of
there.
everything they want in their ideal
Let me start it all over again. Are y'all ready?
Yes.
yes.
on a survey where men and women were asked if they got 80% of everything they want in their ideal mate, would they be happy with that? And women said, no, that's settling. And men said, 80%, I'd be thrilled. That's a catch. So I went out and I asked neurobiologists about chemistry, and I asked behavioral economists about demographics, and I asked marital researchers.
What are women too picky about here?
Well, I'll tell you, men and women were asked what would be a deal breaker for going on a second date. And men named three things. They said she has to be cute enough, she has to be warm and kind, and she has to be interesting to talk to. Those seem like really valid criteria.
Ding, 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 ding. Pretty simple.
Right. Okay, reasonable, right? The women came back with 300 things.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
On a survey where men and women.
Okay. All right. So, as you see, they paint the narrative that women are way more picky than men. Okay, so I'm gonna go with Lamar first. Because I'm gonna go with Callie last, because Callie is the one that she's the one who's the firecracker of the group. So I'm gonna let her go last this time. Lamar, what are your thoughts on that, man?
That's, you know what? That is so, to me, that is kind of vanilla. Only because, every every woman is not like that. Every woman does not have. It depends on the demographics on what you're talking about. Now, I mean, technically, I mean, if you're talking about 21 to 30-year old women, then that could be a.
Come here.
I can possibly see 300 or less. I mean, and I'm not. I'm being kind of like in the saying that it's a lot for a woman to actually have to look for in a guy or what they expect. Um, 30 to possibly 45, it kind of shrinks a little bit. And then the older you get, the more you'll be like, okay, I'm gonna deal with this. I'm gonna deal with this. I can't deal with this. And probably after a while, it's just like with the old person. They only gonna put up with so much. And then after a while, they're gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna call a spade, and then I'm done. Um, so again, like I said, it's kind of vanilla. Like once you get into the age demographics, you kind of want somebody. I mean, by the time you turn 45 plus, you kind of know already what you want and what you're not going to put up with.
Oh yeah.
You pretty much know what you want. Now, like I said, when you in your 20s, you like out here and you just trying to, your scorecard is blown because you trying to get it in. Not saying everybody at that age, but the majority of the people at that age, 20, 21, and the 30, they like, you know what? I'm just gonna I'm gonna put up with this. And I'm gonna put up with this. It's a lot of I'm gonna put up with this more so of the fact that I'm not gonna put up with this. So, like I said, the older you get, the stuff that you're not gonna put up with. And I mean, for guys, guys, for me, it's always it's simple. Of course, don't cheat and don't lie and this, that, and the third. And it comes to the point,
Hey.
like, especially if you're married or you have been married, you already know the stuff you're not gonna put up with. But like I said, once you get to 45 plus, you primarily know you already got in your mind, like, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna put up with this. He's gonna have to come up and not do this, but it's just some stuff I'm not gonna put up with. And that's my spiel.
All right. Venaris.
Well, my dating experience before I started getting married, after I got my last divorce, a lot of women I've seen that, that I've no longer talked to or whatever have, pretty much labeled me, they call me the sweet butt guy, oh, Venaris, you so sweet, but, this and this and that and that and the third. And some of the stuff is just absolutely petty. The main thing you should worry about is loyalty. And if you find somebody, if they'll admit, you're very handsome and you do this and you got a million great qualities, but there's three things. And I'm like, percentage wise, 3 out of 100 is only 3%. So that 3% knocks me out of the realm. It's very stupid. To me, it's like, whether the preference of stuff I like because I'm non-thuggish, with the clothes I wear, that is so superficial and so it's just something that, I would say that if you have 97 other things that are more important, that's the main thing you should worry about. And these little petty, and a lot of them are spearheaded by social media and stuff like that, especially like the whole 100K thing, which I have some opinion on that. Most women on a scale of 1 to 10 are like 6s that they were honest. And even if you do get a 100K man, you're number 10 on his list. He's got 9 other women ahead of you because you're not, that top notch. But that's a whole nother discussion. I like to break that down. But what I'm saying is, women are and men too. You know what I'm saying? Some men are, superficial too. But I'm just saying, as far as women, they let go of the most substantial person that they could really get with. You know what I'm saying? And they have the main meat and potatoes of what makes a person a great person. You know what I'm saying? But these little caveats that they're hung up on is just it's just absolutely terrible. And nobody's perfect, nobody's 100%. So no matter who you get with, you're gonna have to put up with some stuff, even if you get your 100K guy who pays all your bills. The way I see it with a lot of women, the more money you have, the more they can ignore those little caveats. You know what I'm saying? So, and I know we're gonna get into discussion of that later. So I think too much of Kalisha's time, but that's my thought on that.
All right, Miss Kalisha, tell me what your thoughts are.
Well, y'all all have valid points. However, I think that a lot of what was said in the video, I would have to agree with Lamar that I think was definitely the wrong demographics for us. Whether not just racially, but I think the demographics of it all, because at least the folks that I know are not that shallow. The people that I hang out with, we all have a little bit of substance. So wanting a lot, it's not really a lot. Half of the things that were probably listed were bare minimums. But on somebody else's list, it may seem like, oh, that's superficial. You shouldn't need that. And this is a debate that can go on and on and on forever and a day. But what comes to, I'm just thinking, something that comes to mind with this is like somebody said something about social media. Great example was, I'm not a cheesecake girl. Don't take me to Cheesecake Factory.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I don't know about you. I love the Cheesecake Factory. I think the food is pretty decent. I'm not always wanting to go to a 4-star restaurant. I don't
Yeah.
necessarily have to have that. I'm good with going. Man, I'll be honest. I'll be happy with a Jack in the Box taco. If I'm not that picky. As long as if it's not in your budget to go to somewhere upscale, then it's not in the budget. If we can just go sit at the park, have a Coke and a smile, I'm not trying. I'm not that superficial to want a whole bunch of stuff. But there are some that now I will say there are some deal breakers though, but that's my personal list, and I'm not going to go all into it. But it's everybody has a deal breaker, and I just think this so-called list, is inaccurate to a certain degree.
Okay,
I'd like to see the list though. Is the list on there?
Right. I didn't see anything.
Yeah, nobody showed a list, but this is what I'll say. I've been in the dating game for 7 years now. Okay. And I've seen a lot. I've learned a lot. And one thing I can say is that there are a lot of women who nitpick about certain things. Example, this lady that I had met on Tinder, and we didn't actually meet, but I matched with her and we started talking. She asked me how tall I was. I told her I was 5'8". She unmatched with me because I wasn't 6 foot. You see what I'm saying?
I am guilty of that sometimes.
Okay, you know what? I mean, it's not like I'm like super short, but I'm not super tall either. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm like right in the middle, Mm-hmm. But the thing is, like, for a woman to unmatch with you because you're not tall enough, what does height got to do? Are we playing basketball? You know what I'm saying? Are we playing football? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my height has nothing to do with how I'm going to treat you in a relationship.
Bro, I never thought about that. That's funny as hell. Go ahead.
Yeah, but we as men said, hey, we talking to a woman online and say, hey, what's your breast size? Then they'll be like, oh,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
offended.
yeah,
But
Yeah,
you ask
but
what your
see,
height.
yeah.
that's the problem though. See, when men have standards, it's a problem because if the men that they like have these standards, like they want a woman who's got a nice shape, she don't have no kids, and she's submissive. Oh, you asking for too much. But when it's
Mm,
men, they want to make it seem like, oh, well, when it's them, it's okay for them to have all these credits. You got to make 100K. You got to have a six pack. You got to have at least 6 inches. You know what I'm saying?
right.
You know,
Or
like,
more.
or no, most of these women talking about they want you to have 9 inches. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, man, like it's just ridiculous what they sit there and put out there and make it seem like they aren't asking for too much, and half of them don't even fit the criteria that they even put out there.
Uh-huh.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's just like there are a lot of women who have these criteria, man. That's just ridiculous.
Hey,
I
hey,
agree.
Go ahead.
Marzell, are you on hey, send me a request on Instagram. I got
Okay.
when you said something about being submissive, I'm gonna tell
Yeah.
you something that clocked in my mind. I don't want to take over your show, bro. I promise you. But when you said that word submissive, that rung a bell with me about something I saw on Instagram. I'm
Okay.
gonna mute myself. I'm gonna let you have, but find me on Instagram, bro.
Okay.
Find me on
All right.
Instagram.
Okay.
But Ma brought up a good point, though, and I hate to put it like this, and they've said it before in something you shared, I think it was Lamar, Marzell, that as a man gets older, his value goes up. As a woman grows older, with certain men, their value goes down. So when they have these high standards at 40 plus, I need a man that your list better be short. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Because yeah, because when men,
Look.
certain dirty men, well, I'm not saying dirty men, it's actually kind of natural. Most men want a younger person, 25, 30 years old, with the nice bodies or whatever. And if I'm spending, buying your bills and paying all this money, thousands of dollars a month, I'm gonna get what I want. You know what I'm saying? But if you're older and have a bunch of kids, I think I shared that with you too. How when they're younger, certain women, I'm not saying all, in their 20s, they do their quote unquote whole stage. And then, they're showing off their body, they're having a bunch of kids, they're getting with the F boys and stuff like that. Then when they get in their 40s, they're like, well, I need to settle down, but you've gained weight from all these kids. The men have extra responsibilities to go through. You're not young anymore. You know what I'm saying? So why would you expect a 100K man to pay for something like that when he has to pick it a little with the younger folks who ain't got no responsibilities? So
You
that's
know
my
what? You know what, man? I didn't mean to cut you off, but I have to say this. I'm gonna piggyback off of what Lamar said about how when you get older, your whole vision changes, or you know more about what you want in a mate than you do when you in your 20s and 30s. That's so true because I remember being young saying stupid shit like this. If a girl had a nice body and she was pretty, I'd get her pregnant. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
That's all she needed. But
right,
now, since I done got older, she gotta not only does she gotta have a pretty face and a nice body, but I can kind of be lenient on a body. You know what I'm saying? Because the older you get, the more weight you gain and all that stuff. So she's gotta have a nice, appealing shape to me, and she gotta
And a
be pretty,
mind. And a
huh?
mind. And a
Yes,
mind.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. She gotta have integrity. She's gotta be honest, and she's got to be easy going, easy to talk to. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's approachable. You understand what I'm saying? Those things are more important to me than anything. Actually, the personality traits are more important than the physicals.
right,
Okay.
right.
So
Yep.
I what you said is totally true. Like the way that I look at women now is totally different. A girl could be fine, but if she say some mess up stuff, I'm gonna lose interest in her right away.
Yeah,
Yep.
and you know,
Or I see her do some foul things, I lose interest real quick.
Right.
and you know, it depends with me. Like, you know, with me, I can argue, you know, have a firm discussion with a woman, and that can make me fall in love with her more if I know that what she's saying is substantial. So if she corrects me and says you need to change this, and here's why, or you know, this is my firm opinion on this, and we may disagree. But I love a woman who I can have an intellectual conversation with, even disagreeing, or even if she's aggressive towards me, but she's improving me. She's bringing me to the next level. That's where you know when love comes from, when you disagree, but you still want to be with that person because you could tell the value of her. You know what I'm saying? So that's number one. But I just wanted to make that clear to anybody watching. We're not talking about, you know, women who get aggressive and shout just because, you know, I'm the baddest B word or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just women are just ignorant and like to fight. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't bring any value. But if you two are arguing and you later see, hey, I really do see your point. You know what I'm saying? So that brings value. You get becoming a greater person because of the conversation that you have with her. So I just wanted to clear that up right quick, you know?
Okay. Anybody else got anything else to say about it?
I think this is a great stopping point because we could talk about this all day long.
Nah, I've said enough.
Okay, all right. We're gonna go to the next topic. Vanaris, share the next video. It's the one on top of the one you just did.
Okay. Does it say who's more loyal?
Yes.
Okay. Step there. Screen share. Facebook. Can y'all see it?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right, let me start it. Let me know if y'all can hear it. Well, let's see. Here we go.
Can't hear it.
Yeah, I'm muted at the top.
Hold on, let me do this.
Scroll down. Scroll to the next one and go back to it.
See if you can hear it.
Faithfulness.
There we go.
Like, who's more faithful? We can say woman. Who's more loyal? It's men. Men could be unhappy the whole time. They're not leaving. They could cheat 1,000 times. They're not leaving. On the woman's side, if she's unhappy,
you know
if she's cheating, she's gone.
She about to choke you, bro.
You know why? See, I got to tattle on this loyalty. You know why? About loyalty.
You know men are very loyal.
You're not talking about loyalty. You talk about faithfulness. Yeah. Right. Who's more faithful? We can say woman. Who's more loyal? It's men. Men could be unhappy the whole time. They're not leaving. They could cheat 1,000 times. They're not leaving. On the woman's side, if she's unhappy, if she's cheating,
she about to choke
she's gone.
She about to choke you, bro.
You know why? See, I got to tattle on this loyalty. You know why? About loyalty.
You know men are very loyal.
Lies. Lies. The lies.
Oh wow, we lost. Oh, okay, he's coming back.
Oh man.
I'm still trying to understand what they're saying. I didn't catch it. I'm sorry.
He's trying to say that men are more loyal. Than women.
Yeah.
They'll stay at the house before a woman would.
Because the faithful and loyal really means the same thing. So what's the distinction in these two words? That's what I'm.
Well, faithful means that they're not. They're looking at the cheating part. Okay. Women are they say technically women are more faithful. They won't cheat, but women will leave at a higher rate than men. With more women file for divorce or leave relationships than men do. Men will even stay. What they're saying is men will stay even when they're unhappy. But women, once they're unhappy, they will leave.
Oh, I see.
Do you agree with that statement?
No.
Okay. Tell me why, Callie.
In my experience, men do not stay till the wheels fall off. um, I think the biggest issue is the faithfulness. It wasn't, and I'm looking at in the past. So in my younger years, I think that men are not faithful. They're not loyal to the relationship. Um, and I think it's a mindset for everybody. And if you're not ready for a relationship and being with that one person, being in I should say monogamous relationship,
Mm-hmm.
then you shouldn't be there. Um, I think women tend to stay longer than they should, instead of hoping for the best and hoping, oh well, he's gonna change, or you know, he's not gonna do it again. But for some reason, women tend to stay, try to hold on to that and make it work. Men, on the other hand, from what I've seen, are quick to leave at the drop of a dime. It does not matter. They just quick to get out of the situation. They don't want to work on it. They want everything to be instantaneous. And I don't think that's a good. What is a Veneers?
No, I'm just thinking about what you're
And this
saying.
done poked out what?
No, I was thinking it brought me to a discussion on another topic, another podcast. They said men don't cheat. An opportunity usually presents themselves and they cheat because of whatever. But women, when they cheat, they actually it's premeditated. They think about it. They don't like what their man is doing, so they get out there and they flirt, and then they premeditatively cheat. They're never on the spot. With men, it's just all of a sudden, like, oh, I'm doing good, I'm depressed, my wife ain't giving me none. And then the woman come, oh, that's so sad because you're a handsome guy, why don't you come back here? And then it just happens, it's spur of the moment type thing. But with women, it's always premeditated when they cheat. So
I don't think it's
that's why I was kind
premeditated.
of thinking, I don't know.
I don't think it's premeditated. I think she's probably fed up and like I said, again, we stay too long instead of leaving.
Well, it's from my perspective, from men that I've hung out with, and it's like men are so nonchalant, and we'll stay because pretty much we're not energetic to leave, and we're just like, look, as long as I got me a woman and she giving me some, I'll stay. I don't care if I'm not 100% happy, as long as she giving me some. Then the woman will start this, you're like, hey baby, can I get some? Even when you're married, and she does this. Well, I don't like it that you had said that you didn't we have sex last week? Oh, you must have been looking at that woman at the grocery store, and you like, forget it. And she was like, oh, I guess I give you some, but you can't do this and can't do that. And then it makes it so disgusting that you don't even want to like sleep with your wife even anymore. And then some situation happens to where the woman sees that you're unhappy, and it's exciting for her to get a married man. And she's like, oh, don't worry, you're a great man. And y'all look at each other, and then y'all do the do. I'm not speaking from personal experience, but that's usually the scenario. But women, it's usually like, well, I don't like that my husband ain't been, buying me stuff. I don't like it that he ain't did this. He been acting crazy. He been working late and all that. And so I gotta get my groove back. So she premeditatively cheats. So I don't know. That's my perspective,
That's one way to look at it. I like I said, I think that a lot of times it's not necessarily premeditated. I think we're fed up and just like in the I don't care mode at that point because he's not doing what he should be.
What describe what he is. That's what I want to know. Like, like a lot of men work 8-hour shifts, and you want us to come home after the 8-hour shifts and cut the grass, do this, do that, compare us to the neighbors' husbands who does this and does that, and we don't make enough money. And it's always like we're so insufficient, but we're already doing 100% max of what we can without even decompressing. And they'll say that we're insufficient. That's why we cheat. You know what I'm saying? So, but we're loyal. We stay in that. We're doing what we're supposed to do. It's just that we don't have the metabolism to do anything extra besides go to the grocery store and get you some flowers every now and then, And
I would be happy with some flowers. However, just like I would work 8 hours a day, come home, and you still want me to cook, clean, wash the kids, clean, cook the dinners, you know, everything else, do my wifely duties. You want me to do all that, but then you're not doing it, doing what you need to be doing. And
Well,
so, like I said, I think a lot of times with women, like you said, y'all stay, we stay longer than we should if neither party is willing to work it out or try to at least
And
talk about what
so
the problem is to make it right.
but we can
and so
excuse all the things.
I'm gonna chime in because I've been quiet on this topic, and this topic is kind of hitting close to home. So Kalisha kind of knows my story better than either one of y'all, and everything. And I stayed in a marriage far too long. So, and because of the fact of the because of my reputation and what my reputation held, and because I'm using the word held in past tense because I'm not there in Clarksdale anymore. And so I'm just going to be transparent. Yeah, I stayed in a situation far too long. I should have gotten out years ago, but you know what? It was God's plan to show me what I needed at that particular time and moment, and at that time in my life. Now on the other side, I can agree with Kalisha in the aspect of there's a special, and I would highly advise uh people that are watching this podcast and people that us in this podcast. There's a show on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, then please check it out. The Worst Ex Ever. Okay. And so there's different episodes in it. I think right now they're on season 2. We just recently watched, my wife and I just watched the episode, and yeah, the women in the relationships, they did stay in them too long before they finally said, you know what, I've had enough. And that's what you have to say to yourself mentally, that you've had enough. Like, you're not going to put up with it, anymore, and what your partner is doing. And once you figure that out, then everything else primarily fall in place. Now, the other side of it is, you get to a point, you're out of the relationship, you're out here dating, and it's just like a football player or an athlete. They haven't been picked up by a trade yet. No franchise want them. So in some cases, the male or the female go back to the person who they just got out of a relationship with, because they feel like that, hey, you know what? I'm out here dating. It sucks. I'm not trying, I don't know if it's me or whatever. But then your ex call you back and be like, oh yeah, well, I'm just calling just to see how you doing, blah, blah, blah. And then, you and your ex get back to talking again. So you're right back at square one where you were before. But the long and short of what I'm explaining now is the fact that do women stay in relationships a little longer than men? It all depends. It all depends on the person. But I will say some women do stay in relationships longer than men. I will say that. So, that's my whole spiel. And like I said, I wanted to be transparent on this particular topic.
Okay. All right.
Right.
Bernard, did you have anything else to add, man?
Well, as the comedian Dave Chappelle said, For a woman to keep a man, you just got to do a few things. Give him some sex, give him a fellatio, make him a sandwich, and just be quiet. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying to that extreme, but we like to talk with our spouses and stuff. We don't want them to shut the hell up. But there are certain things that, you know what I'm saying, like we don't want extra drama. That's the way I'm interpreting it. You know what I'm saying? But for a woman, there's longer list than that. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole cheating thing. Well, a lot of men, as long as they're getting some on the regular, at least once a week, then they're good. You know what I'm saying? But there are certain men who were a player before they got married, and the women knew that they were players, and they still got married to them. You know what I'm saying? You can't really change that because they need that variety, that spice of life, I guess, or what they call it. But the majority of men, you know what I'm saying, just, and marriage counselors will tell y'all this. If y'all having problems in the marriage and something, increase the number of times y'all have sex. You know what I'm saying? Don't deny him. Don't use sex as a weapon, and use it as an increase. And let's see how that goes, So that just is my take on it,
Well, this is my take. I'm speaking from personal experience. I think that men will stick around. I know I stuck around in a relationship longer than I should have. I should have left a long time ago. And I stuck around just because I didn't want my kids to be raised by some other guy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it just made me unhappy. I had no choice at a certain point but to leave because I wasn't happy. And I wasn't going to be happy in that relationship, and I knew it. So I had to leave. But like Lamar was saying, talking about his situation, women, there are some faithful women. You can't say all women and all men all leave and all stay. You can't say that. It just depends on the situation, like he said, and it depends on the person. What I do notice is that a woman will be more willing to stay in a relationship and deal with a lot more than the average woman will if the man has a substantial amount of money. I will say that. But at the end of the day, it's all about what makes you happy. I personally, at this point in my life, I wouldn't stay in a relationship where I wasn't happy. I just couldn't, So that's my spill on it. It's tough when you are in a relationship with somebody and there's difficulties like with the relationship, like cheating or disrespect or whatever like that. Like I can't I personally cannot deal with a woman who's disrespectful. I can't. Like that's huge to me now. At one point it wasn't, but now that I got older, she's gotta respect me. You know what I'm saying? She gotta respect me, respect herself, respect the relationship as well. So
yeah.
So those are some things, man. Like it's one of those things you really don't really have a really good answer because.
Well,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. Another thing, the reason why, a lot of men stay, don't cheat and stuff is because, we kind of look at ourselves, I guess, like a punk, you know what I'm saying? It's like you can't handle your woman or, we kind of realize, like I said, it comes back to our nonchalant attitude. It's like, look, we know there's going to be problems. We know she's a woman. We might start stereotyping and saying, hey, just women like emotional like that. I knew that when I married her. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't going to get out there and cheat. I ain't going to get out there and do nothing. I'm just, just accept it. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably why a lot of men stay in relationships, even though there's domestic violence yes, women do domestic violence too. They hit on their men, and a lot of stuff. They spend, do financial stuff. I'm not stereotyping, but I'm just saying for the men who go through these massive things, they'll still stay because they're like, we're very nonchalant, the average man. But there are some men who are just very energetic, who just ready to cheat just to get out there and get some, you know what I'm saying? But I would say the majority of men that I've talked to, we just stay, because it's just in our nature to, complete a task that we started. You know what I'm saying? I guess. So that's
Okay. Does anybody else got anything else to say before we move on? Okay. All right. Bernard, share your screen again and share the last video that I shared to the group.
All right. It's not the one that I shared, was it?
It's the one that says tonight's conversation.
I just want to be heard.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see. The sound's not coming on. What's this thing? Hold on. The sound's not coming on.
But it's okay.
Quiet,
right?
All right, go ahead.
My name is Faith. I'm from Houston. And my question is, as a man, if you're in a new relationship, do you disclose if you've ever been like engaged or married before to that new person?
I'll speak on it.
Oh, you sure? You was confused for a second.
I was like, I didn't know if people.
They in my business.
Who's the man?
All right, so look.
Who's the man up here?
I absolutely, in my opinion, I absolutely think transparency.
You gotta hear it.
Lays a great foundation. Too often we are getting to relationships and unknowingly, by keeping these secrets at bay, we are not giving a person a choice to choose. That information is valuable to another person. Now, it might be minor to you because you can say, well, my divorce was 12 years ago. It's over. I didn't even view it as a real relationship. But that other person needs to know, okay, well, maybe this is a something that may sway my decision based off of your track history. There are things that if you really love somebody or you want to pursue somebody, you got to give them the opportunity to choose, because what's love without choice? Like, even think about it. I don't want to get too biblical because it ain't Sunday yet, but God loves us because he allows us to choose them. And oftentimes we do the opposite when it comes to love. We take people's choice away. We don't tell them to make it bigger. Sometimes we make mistakes in relationships or poor choices, and we hide them from our spouses. We hide them from our partners, and we don't give them the ability to choose to forgive us and choose to stay. If you do something in secret and you keep it from me, you are lying to me.
No.
Yes. Here comes
No.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
No.
Don't do that, friend.
I was with this nigga until that end part.
All right, Richie.
Transparency, of course, is being clear about things. If you don't ask me something, I don't gotta tell you shit.
That's lying by what is it?
You hear me out.
Omission.
Hear me out.
Damn, lying
There
by
are things.
omission.
There are things. There are.
Okay.
All right.
Stop the video.
Okay. So with that, can y'all hear me fine?
Yes. Yes.
Wait, can y'all hear me?
Hold on.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Oh,
I can hear Marcel.
he couldn't hear us.
He probably refreshing.
Mm-hmm.
There, he coming back.
Now, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear y'all fine.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
So my question is, what should you disclose when you start dating someone, and what shouldn't you disclose?
It would depend on how new the relationship is and where you're trying to go. If you just meet somebody, I'm not disclosing anything.
Well, I'm talking about like when you just started dating. You guys are in a meeting phase. You guys have been on a date or so, just one date. What should you tell this person and what shouldn't you tell them?
I'm like I said, I'm not disclosing anything to somebody I've been on 1 or 2 dates with. It's none of their business.
I agree with Callie said. It's levels. Each date you reveal a little bit more, and it depends on the person. Because you don't want to info dump too much stuff. And even with me, I think that somebody had told me I info dump too much. But I don't want to waste anybody's time, so I'll tell within the first 3 dates, I'll let them know, hey, I've been married twice, had 2 kids by my first wife, 2 by my second wife. I'm still allowing my stepdaughter, until she gets on her feet. I'm helping to take care of her. I've had a vasectomy, different stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want the relationship to start getting serious. And she was like, well, I want children. And I'm like, I've had a vasectomy, and that's not going to be in the time. And a lot of women will stay in that to trap you. I'm not saying anything bad, but some women really do want children, you know what I'm saying? And it's not impossible, but I just let them know ahead of time certain things that I know is a deal breaker for certain women. You know what I'm saying? So it's a matter of perspective. You know what I'm saying? So, but I won't tell them all that on the first date. I'll tell them a little bit now, second date a little bit more when we talk on the phone a little bit. So I agree with Callie. It's a progressive thing. But I won't wait 6 months.
Go ahead.
No,
go ahead. No, so I understand all that, but you in the setting, and the question comes up because like I remember, on the first date, with my wife, and we talked, and we of course, we worked together, and so there were questions that that couldn't be asked. But when we went on our first official date and talking, even on the phone, a person is going to bring up those questions, regardless if it's the first date, you talking on the phone, you at work, and you trying to get with that person, and conversations. Not that, I mean, because I get it, I mean, there are questions going to be asked, but like I said, it could be the first date. They gonna ask you that question. If they really into you like that, they're going to ask you questions. It's no different on you going to a job interview and they asking you questions. Matter of fact, I had someone to say to me that they went on the job interview, and I know this totally getting out, but I'm gonna bring it back. They were asked on the job interview, how do you feel about your last employer? And the thing was that they wanted, it was more or less like a test to see. Hold on, y'all, I got the spam. I'm trying to hang up. Anyway, can y'all still hear me though?
Very little.
A little bit.
Oh.
There we go.
Okay, what about now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So okay, so let me back up a little bit. So it was like they went on the job interview, and the person asked them like, how do you feel about your former employer? And they were like, well, they could have easily said, oh well, that's a personal question. I refuse to answer that. But they went on, they answered it in the way that it was professional. And like I said, questions will arise. A person that's into you and you talking to them every day, and then you go on date 1, they're gonna ask you that question. And so you got a choice. Are you gonna lie, or are you going to tell the truth and let that be a deal breaker? Because they want to know. And if you lie about saying about, oh yeah, well, I was engaged once. Yeah. And you know, you let that ride. But questions will be asked. And it's going to be a question that's going to come out of totally left field, and it's going to be up to you as an individual. Am I going to lie or am I going to tell the truth?
Wow. All right. This is my take on it. I agree with Mr. Scott saying that you don't want to waste nobody's time. You know, I believe in transparency. I don't want to get to the place where this person develops feelings for me and I haven't told them the whole total truth about what's going on with me and all this stuff. I've been told that I overshare too, but if the question comes up, I have no choice but to answer it honestly, because I don't want to waste nobody's time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've had some deep conversations on the first date, and I've had women ask me questions about, like, you know, why I got custody of my kids. Then I have to go through all the you know, the dirty stuff. You know, there are things that I do, like, keep to myself, because I feel like if you overshare too much, you know, I just give them the meat and potatoes. I don't give them every little detail, because some of it, you know, it's nor here or there. It's not gonna make a difference because that part is over with. But I do tell them the reasons why I have custody of all my kids. So, you know, that's the thing. But yeah, when you're dating, you have to be transparent, because if you don't, then it's going to end anyway, because whatever you didn't tell is going to come out to the forefront. They're going to be like, well, why didn't you tell me this, and this? You could have told me that from the beginning. You hear that shit all the time. You know, so I'd rather just put everything out there in the front and give her a choice about whether or not she want to deal with me or not. Because at one time on my dating profile, I had 5 kids and I'm a single father. Somebody told me you shouldn't put that on there. I was like, well, why not? They're like, well, because, you know, you're oversharing. You're giving too much information. So I was like, okay. So I'll put that I have kids on there. You know, I let it be known.
Mm-hmm. Right. And then let the person, and then the person that you're dating, let them ask you how many kids that you have. Yeah. Because I get it. You don't want to overshare, but you know, like I said, you know, when it comes to questions being asked, you know, you could give a synopsis, or you could give a long drawn out dissertation. So it's up to you how you handle the situation. But like I said, when the questions when the question comes to the forefront, you got to make a choice. You got to make a choice. When you go answer, you can lie, or you can tell the truth, and let that be that person that.
I remember a piece of advice, and it just goes to show you, you know, how situations are different. And I still laugh at it to this day, but a piece of advice Marzell gave me, he was like, when you're talking to these women and dating them, don't tell them that you like all this Power Ranger shit, you know? And I was like, and it was actually good advice, because you know, I could say I like movies and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, but just give them, it's like let them dip into my pool, not literally, you know what I'm saying, let them get used to you and stuff like that, but you don't want to come off as a nerd, you know what I'm saying, or you know, it's different ways you can approach stuff. But you know, I think if they went on my Facebook page, they would see not literally Power Rangers, but you know, that type of nerdy geek stuff. You know what I'm saying?
And like I told them, there's a time and a place for that. I said you tell them you like the Power Rangers after you dick them down. You know what I'm saying?
You got them hooked.
Yeah. Once you make them bust that first nut, then you know they don't care what you like. You know what I'm saying?
When the twins activate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Morphin' time, huh?
Once you make her bust that nut, you can start.
That's it.
Hey, look. Once you bust that first nut, once you make her bust that first nut, you be like, you know, you know, do the Krusty Clown laugh. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shoot!
I'm telling you. Hey, look. I do. That's when I let them know that I'm silly as hell. Is after I make them bust that first nut. Then I can do what I want to do. Then,
Right?
They be like you crazy. I'm like, you weren't saying that last night.
Yeah, and you know, I know you didn't want to get X-rated, but you know that's a good conversation too. Like the first time that y'all actually engage, a lot of men just try to get theirs and expect a call back. I was like, your first time, you fully satisfy her first time, you know?
Oh yeah.
And then after
every
that,
time.
you know, well, yeah, every time. Actually,
yeah.
As long as them jaws is good, you can satisfy a woman every time, you know. So not to get too X-rated, but you know.
Yeah. Oh, well, you know what? Since we got Callie on here, I got one more question, and this is for Callie. Here we go. What's more important, length or girth?
They're equally as important.
They're equally important, so you need both.
Yes.
Okay.
You need both.
Okay.
So
sometimes you got to get
what if it's 2 inches with girth, but 8 inches of no width?
There's no go in either one of those.
Okay.
I'm not even entertaining that. Fool me once, and that's it. There is no more. But no, I think they're both equally as important. I mean, if you got it, great. If you don't,
okay. So let me ask you this: what would you say would be the perfect size for you?
There is no perfect size.
There is no perfect size.
There is no perfect size, and I say that because different points in your life, everything changes.
Okay.
So, I mean, and that goes for men and women. As men lose their girth, some lose their length. It's constantly fluctuating for both.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah. Now that's a thing that they say amongst men. They say, you know, as long as you go down on a woman and she gets hers, it don't matter how the performance is afterwards. Would you agree or disagree with that?
I would have to disagree with that. Simply because I think, well, I would say most want the full performance, not just a little head. Sorry. I mean, not that, because everybody doesn't get aroused from that. And then there's some that just don't know how to do it.
So to throw a just like music term in here. So Kalisha, it don't mean a doggone thing unless you stand up in it.
I don't think I want to be stood up in like that. I would like to take a swing, but you know.
Oh man, that's funny. Well,
you got do you have you heard that song before? You have heard that song before, right? I'm talking about Kalisha.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm just making sure.
Yes.
All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna have to end the podcast today. It was fun talking to you guys as always. Before we get out of here, does anybody want to share what they got going on and you know anything that they have coming up soon? I'll start with you, Lamar.
So I do, but I do want to share this with you. What I was talking about earlier. I wanted you to get rid of all your topics first before I actually bring this up. So I was watching the video. I don't know if you guys have seen it on Instagram. It was this woman. They were getting married. They were in front of everybody, and the vows were was being read, and it came to the point where in the vows where it says to obey.
To honor
The
and
woman
obey.
stopped. Yeah. She so when they got to the part and say honor and obey, that woman said what? And so the pastor, the person who was officiating, said it again. And she was like, "Oh no, I'm not obeying nobody. I'm not even obeying him." And it just turned into one big old scene. And so the guy, the guy was like, okay, it was like, so you're doing this right now? Like you are really doing this right now in front of our own family and friends? And so I don't even think they went through with the rest of the ceremony because she had problems with that word obey. So I just want to put that, in your ear. And Marzel, I'm gonna let you marinate on that. But to get back to the original, what you asked me, I have a podcast coming up in about 2 weeks. The Just Like Music podcast is coming back, and y'all, we dealing with the 80s. We're dealing with the 80s, and when I tell you that I literally in thinking about the topic for the podcast, I had Mr. Scott in here, and I was like, yeah, but I got some stuff, y'all, that's gonna literally blow your mind. It's going to be fun. Just keep Soul Train in your brain. Just keep Soul Train in your brain the whole time. And so also y'all, I just want to let y'all know that I have finished my third book that's going to be coming out before Father's Day. I got my wife and my niece Kelsey actually looking at it. I would have asked either one of you guys to look at it, but I want the title to be a surprise. And so therefore I'm not letting let's just say that this is going to be a book for the fellas. The last book I did was for the women and dealing with menopause. This one is for the guys, and it's going to hit home. So that's all I'm gonna say about that.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good. Venaris?
There is a 40-second trailer I want to show y'all for my new series, The Legend of Gomorrah. It is out now. And let me do a screen share right quick. And it's only 40 seconds, like I said.
Okay.
So, all right, can y'all see it?
No, not
Yet.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. It's coming.
Okay, here it is.
That's dope.
All right.
That is dope.
Yeah.
That music is dopeness on it. I love it.
Yeah.
Loving it.
I appreciate that. And like I said, the first episode is out, so we gonna the second episode gonna be done next month. It's probably gonna be each month unless I can get it done a little bit faster. If any of y'all do animation or anything, let me know. I'm also looking for back voice actors and voice actresses. If you want to join, there's some spots available. But yeah, I do have paying gigs if you know how to animate and do AI and stuff. So there's a lot of stuff. There's going to be t-shirts made of this. There's a whole backstory. There's trading cards. There's also action figures that are being made right now of each character. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully I get a video game too. So
eventually you're going to have some Legend of Gomoroy condoms.
Not the glow in the darks.
hey, throw some Hadoukens in there.
Damn.
Some Gomoroy KY jelly.
All right. Okay. That's good, man. Callie, what you got, honey? You got anything going on?
Nothing but the rent, baby.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, that concludes another episode of the Nothing Serious podcast. Thanks for joining. Thanks you guys who participated and came in for the conversation. It's always fun, and we look forward to the next time.
Yes, sir.
Take care, y'all.
All right.
Goodbye.
Peace out.